I love, talking about going and watching old videos, I go and look for R9 videos because that man was just unbelievable.
Genius.
In terms of like capturing my imagination as a kid, I don't think I've ever known anything like Gazza.
It was more of just an iconic person that I just remember growing. When I started to fall in love with football at 6, 7 years old, that was the one.
Could we go against this list then? For once on this show, we've got the 7 or the 8. Could we go against and add the real players then?
What's happening, everyone, and welcome to 888 Sport. This is potentially my favourite ever episode. It's all about nostalgia and football romanticism. We're going to be talking about World Cup icons. That this is the best player that you've ever seen play at a World Cup. I'm going to give you some players now. Ronaldo. I am, of course, talking about the original Ronaldo. Zinedine Zidane. Oh, this is just glorious, isn't it? Diego Maradona. Messi. Klose. Cannavaro. And one from me, because I'm introing the video and I can kind of do what I want. Paul Gascoigne. Let's do it. This is going to be class. Right. 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Okay, so everybody has gone Ronaldo. That's impressive. No need to debate it. Nope. Truly iconic. Truly brilliant. The way that he bounced back off the back of what happened at France 98. Just such a wonderful story, as well as everything else, as well as the footballer, culturally immense. Just love him, love the story, and this is great. I mean, we could wax lyrical about original Ronaldo all day long, but I don't necessarily think we have to. We're all in agreement here, aren't we?
Complete footballer.
Yeah, agreed.
He's the
best footballer I've ever seen.
Footballer I've ever seen.
In my life.
I love, talking about going and watching old videos, I go and look for R9 videos because that man was just unbelievable.
Genius.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think he is, in terms of what he could do on the pitch. Oof. Nobody really comes close. Like, what if I were to let's play a game? What was he bad at? Don't know what to say. Like
partying, but he was good at that too.
He was good at that. Really good at that. I've gone, and I know that this is going to be slightly controversial because nobody else has got you two.
I've got Gazza on it.
I've gone Gazza second because of the way he makes me feel without turning into Michael Jackson. In terms of like capturing my imagination as a kid, I don't think I've ever known anything like Gazza.
But I think, and we talked yesterday about this. Sometimes when you merge the Euros with World Cups. I think obviously there was the Italian 90 moment for Gazza, which was the romantic moment and that. But then the Euro 96 moment as well. So I think, because if you look in France 98, he didn't really get a look.
No, Hoddle left him out.
For that reason, and I don't think Gazza can be up there as a World Cup legend at number 2 when you've got the likes of Zidane to talk about.
You need to have won it. Do you know to be on this list truly?
Yeah.
Do you need to have won it?
I think so. That's why all my people on the list have won it. But I think Zidane, just that game alone against Brazil, where he's starting to skate past people in the middle.
Messi's not won the World Cup, is he?
So apologies. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I'm thinking
That's kind of why I was asking.
Thinking prematurely.
Yeah.
Because I've got Gazza on who hasn't won it. And I do understand. I've put him on there because I wanted to talk about him. Because I think there is a case for saying that he is the most naturally talented English player to have ever lived in terms of like natural ability. If you look at what he was doing firstly for Newcastle, then for Tottenham, then he went over to Italy when the Italian league was the place to be.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard Lazio fans talk about Paul Gascoigne? It's genuine adoration.
That was fantastic. So make sure, make sure you keep it. It was wonderful.
No, that was very sneery. It was very
beautiful. That was
passive aggressive.
Yeah, sorry.
We're very dismissive. You want to do this? Learn to spell Cannavaro.
It was wonderful. I was waiting for that. But one thing, you're talking multiple World Cups here for these people. Multiple. Gazza, we're talking 3-4 games that was really special in Italian 90. Okay. These we're talking multiple.
But then we have to take Messi off that.
No, Messi's performed in multiple World Cups.
Yeah, but he hasn't won. If that
I'm saying my argument is Gazza done it for 4 games.
4 games.
Messi's done it in multiple World Cups.
Gazza makes top 5 for me for English sentiment.
Over the
World
top
Cup
goal
90.
scorer, Closer.
I've got
top goal scorer in the World Cup.
That's right. Let's
5 against Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But he's still got 11 against other teams. Do you know how difficult that is? In the World Cup, still got 11.
But again, in terms of,
and he's won it.
We're talking about icons and legends and that. I think close to like you don't.
There's no way. Look, I love this. I get what you're doing. I understand it. There's no way Gazza is a more World Cup legend than Klose. He's just not.
I don't think Klose. I don't like if
he's not though. Is he? I mean, I know what you mean.
But you don't only back goal scoring. Like you didn't back Harry Kane in the previous video where we were talking about like.
Numbers.
If Harry Kane ends his career with 17 goals in the World Cup, or even double digits, then I will back him. But Mario Klose is the top of all the players, all the strikers that have played in the World Cup. He leads the
Do you
list.
think he's an icon of the like? If I would say to you, name 10 World Cup icons, even post 1990. Honestly, prior to doing this and sitting down and thinking, would you have said Miroslav Klose?
Probably not, but I tell you now, I definitely wouldn't have Gaza in there.
No, that's fine.
It would always be above Gaza.
I put Gaza on because I wanted to discuss
I just
it.
got to give the respect to some top goal scorer in the World Cup.
I think of Stoichkov before I think of Klose.
I think of Haji.
I do.
I think of Haji. I probably have Roger Milla in it in terms of icon. Roger Milla, just for the dance alone.
Yeah.
But you can't not have the top goal scorer in the hardest competition in the world.
That's a very valid point.
Could you tell me then, based on World Cup moments, why Gaza's there?
No, he isn't. He's not on my list. I just wanted to.
Okay.
I'm not arguing for Paul Gascoigne. I'm not.
Go on, Madge.
That is just sentiment.
That's what I did.
I'm sentimental.
That's it then. JJ Okocha is in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I can do a whole list of that. I think we can do a whole list of players like that. Roger Milla, number one, no doubt.
But that's what I said, like 94, Stoichkov completely captured my imagination.
Fantastic.
There are certain players that step out of this mold and go, in a World Cup, and they really sort of just inspire you.
Should Bergkamp be in there?
Well, Bergkamp,
go alone.
But okay, someone we're missing.
Sorry,
Roberto Baggio.
Sorry, Ab, I realise you were only 4 when we're talking about these players. We got to bring that.
But one Abby will remember that we've not got on the list who's a World Cup winner, and we know who broke our hearts is Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be on this list.
The Brazil side that finally, in 2002, that actually won it. 98, they came short against my man Zizou and the boys.
Could we go against this list then? For once on this show, we've got the 7 or the 8. Could we go against and add the real players then? Like, should Ronaldinho be on this list?
Yes.
Are we just changing?
Are we just changing the format?
I think so.
You're the leader, Rory.
Are we just
You're
changing?
the guy, Rory.
Should we just completely change?
Can we
it?
just rip up the script?
Everybody, do what you want. This is not my list at the beginning. I'm going to take the hit from the producers and everybody at 888 Sport. This is on me. I hope we're going to get away with this. Fingers crossed. Everybody make a list of players that they adore in the World Cup. See, this is why I love it. The nostalgia and romanticism of football. This is what I'm in it for.
This is it.
Right, this is the list.
We don't have to agree then.
This is the real quiz.
We don't have to agree. Okay. It really is.
Totally making it up.
This
as
is
we go
why,
along.
this is
This
why
never
everyone in the
happens.
comments is shouting at us now with their love. Just put your love in the comments. This is why we love football.
Right, this is the real
the
quiz.
real-
Ready?
Yeah,
This is the real quiz, and I've done 6. I don't care.
I didn't actually change mine that much.
Oh, I'm deleting one.
Abby's
Hang on. Whoa. Talk us through it.
Mate, just seeing Baggio on there.
Oh, Romario.
Baggio's on. Baggio is on.
Romario, I love that.
Romario. Yeah, Bebeto.
Bebeto and Romario.
Do you know that baby? Do you know what's
World Cup.
amazing? You see that kid that they were celebrating there? Plays, yeah. He's playing in Brazil. He's like,
That's mad.
he's like, old.
That's crazy. That team was like Aldair and everyone.
Let's quickly start just with Beckham.
Ronaldo, R9 was in that squad.
Yeah.
Came
he
on,
was.
I think, as a
He did.
17-year-old for Brazil in the last got a couple minutes somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Ronaldo was on the bench.
Beckham, which World Cup are you thinking?
I'm trying to think of how old I would
We're
have
98. Beckham is the World Cup in Korea, Japan, when he scored the penalty against. Remember, Michael Owen got fouled by Pochettino.
He did.
Michael Owen got fouled by Pochettino, and David Beckham scored the penalty to beat Argentina.
That's what you meant to say.
Yeah,
That's what
Pat.
she said. That's what she meant. Yeah.
No, for me,
He had a mohawk.
It was more of just an iconic person that I just remember growing.
Yeah.
When I started to fall in love with football at 6, 7 years old, that was the one that that made me
Owen,
fall in love.
Owen.
In fairness to Beckham, if he didn't score that goal against Greece, we wouldn't have been at the World Cup.
That's what I
And
said.
He won that game on his
That
own.
free
He was a
kick-
man possessed. But
that free kick-
But forget the free kick.
Just a game.
The actual game. He was literally.
Rory always sticks up for him.
David Beckham, brilliant player.
98,
he
best player in the world, he
should
says.
have won.
Look,
He should have
go on,
won
say
a
it.
Ballon d'Or. He was robbed of a Ballon d'Or in '99. Do you know?
won?
Rivaldo.
Started.
But Beckham won the treble, and they gave it to Rivaldo. It's mental.
Start him up.
Yeah, no, Beckham was an outrageous talent, like absolutely outrageous.
Outrageous
People
player.
forget the footballer that he was.
We've all stuck with Ronaldo at number 1, which is lovely to see.
Yeah, I think.
So that just keeps everyone on the same track there.
Oh, he's removed Zidane.
No,
You put him down in brackets.
he's in brackets.
How dare Zidane?
Look at
Zidane
the
get
list. Look at the
brackets?
list.
No, I think he should.
In theory, Zidane is.
Miller over Zidane.
Yeah, because it's
I
my
like the
icon.
dancing, bruv. I like the dancing.
Because it's my icon.
No, he grew up supporting Roger Milla.
It's my mate. I remember watching that World Cup, and I remember telling my granddad. I remember telling him, Cameroon, that sounds wicked. I support them. He's like, no, that's not it. That's not how it works. I was like, they sound way better, more exciting.
rendition of the dance?
If I ever score a goal again, I swear I'll video it, send it to you. No, this is so
proper
fun.
football.
Let's see yours, match.
I've gone.
Bergkamp's a shout.
You know what?
Bergkamp, France '98. That goal. was against Argentina.
Argentina. Not
Let me tell you something as a Spurs fan, and the Arsenal fans are going to love this in the comments, right? He was my guy in the garden that I just loved. It was my dirty secret. That was my favourite player. He's one of my favourite players of all time. The way I enjoy playing football and watching football, it's Dennis Bergkamp. He's so unbelievable with the football. And
that's the bit that gets clipped without context.
yeah, I know. But and again, the thing is, he was doing it in the Premier League for Arsenal, and this is when Arsenal were dominating and just looked unbelievable. Goes to a World Cup and does it against Argentina. Right. You ask yourself, can you do it on the biggest stage? He can, and he delivered it with a high class.
Yeah. Do you know the way that we're going to have to finish? Abby, we discussed everybody on. Yeah,
I think we have. Yeah.
I think what we're going to have to do here is just ask. There's no consensus, is there?
There's one thing. You're the only person with Maradona, and if you was born in '94,
I mean, I didn't see him.
like you haven't seen him.
I've based this
That's when he's screaming in the camera.
about
94,
iconic players
Iconic
who
players,
I
I
have
get
grown
that.
to love.
But again,
Obviously, I didn't see them being born in '94. Most of these players, I can't help.
No,
them
but
born.
I think
but,
like with the Maradona one, I just think
it's
by the
one of
time
the
it got
greatest
to
of all time.
94,
I feel sorry for you born in 94 that you
I
didn't
know.
get to see an R9 like live, real in time.
But I think that about every. I'm sure every generation thinks
say
it.
that
Oh
one.
yeah,
I'm sure like older than us go, you never saw Terry Venables, bad luck.
Yeah.
But I actually mean it. Bad luck. Like footballers now compared to this lot.
No chance.
Nah.
Yeah, forget it.
Nah.
I think we've all got-
TikToking and that. Nah. This is the real
I
deal.
think we've all got one in
Ballers.
there, like that is, like a little Percy. Like yours is JJ.
JJ.
That got, think of 94. You've got Roger Milla. Mine's Stoichkov. In that World Cup, England weren't in, and being half English, half Irish, I was supporting Ireland. Ray Houghton.
Ray
I could have put
Houghton.
Ray Houghton.
Ray Houghton should be there, you know.
Ray Houghton should be in there.
Should be there. If you're saying that.
Against Italy, the world's biggest stage, 1-0, unbelievable.
New York City as well, man. Italy
I
versus
know,
Ireland in New York City.
That's crazy. Half and half.
Pizza and beer everywhere.
But Stoichkov, that just as a young boy watching that World Cup, he just captured my imagination, and I was running around the garden and wanting to be Stoichkov.
That is amazing. This is
fantastic.
definitely my favourite ever episode.
By far.
Definitely my favourite ever episode. We're not even going to try and come to consensus. All we're going to ask you is please do us a favour. Leave your 5 World Cup icons in the comments. I want to see them. I want to read them. I want to get nostalgic about them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Genuinely my favourite ever episode. We'll see you all on the next. But before you go, click subscribe.
Loads more content coming your way. Make sure you stick with us. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you for our next round of the playlist.